We have now come to my last retrospective in January, jumping ahead to 2012. Unlike the previous two videos that each focused on a single platform, this one tackles multiple from the PC to home consoles to portables. Let's begin with Dustforce. It was released on January 17th for PC. It would not hit consoles until 2014. This version right here is the Vita's, and it both looks and plays crisply on the handheld. This now forgotten indie platformer was awesome for what it was. At its core, Dustforce could be described as a challenging platformer in the realm of Super Meat Boy. The game begins with 4 areas and 4 members of the titular Dustforce to play with. Cleaning up leaves and dirt would build up a score that could then lead to unlocking new stages. There were secrets, keys, and even bosses to unlock. It's just as fun to play now as it was in 2012. It's a shame it never came to platforms after the Vita, which is technically the newest console it ever released on. It didn't even come to PS4, nor is it backwards compatible on the Xbox family of consoles. For its 10th anniversary, now would be the time for a port, or dare I even wish for a sequel? Moving on, we have another challenging platformer, Mutant Mudds. It was released on January 26th for the 3DS. It would later follow that year on PC and iOS, followed by nearly every console after that. The footage you are seeing now is from the Switch. The best version is on the 3DS because it uses perspective excellently. Players can go back and forth between 2D dimensions, and it just looks amazing on the 3DS. I can't capture that perfectly, which is why the Switch version will have to do. Now, it looks great, but the gameplay, not so much. Your character is pretty slow, and I never found that much urgency in the adventure. While I wasn't high on it, the game was successful enough to get a pseudo-sequel, Mudds Super Challenge, along with a puzzle-based spin-off, Mud Blocks. So, 2012 marks the 10th anniversary overall for the series, and good for it. But finally, a game I am very fond of, Final Fantasy XIII-2. It was released on January 31st for the PS3 and Xbox 360 in North America. This was just a month after Japan's December 2011 debut. Now, I like the original too. I was not as hard on it as others at the time, but I did replay it for a retrospective in 2020 for its corresponding North American anniversary. The gameplay held up, but I forgot just how weird and dramatic the story was. Everything that was seen as wrong in the first game was seemingly fixed in this sequel. Of the trilogy, I think XIII-2 holds up the best. It reduces the party to 2 characters, Sarah, Lightning's sister, and a mysterious new character called Noelle, who has come back to tell Sarah that her sister is in danger as a guardian of, well, it's not really clear exactly what Lightning is in the beginning. But the two have to go through time to save her and save time itself because there's anomalies appearing all over the place. I'm a sucker for time travel in RPGs since I love Chrono Trigger so much, and this just hit me perfectly. Another new element is that you can befriend monsters. These become your third party members. The class system returns, although it is much more manageable this time around since you only have 2 mains. One thing I completely forgot about was the wild amount of QuickTime events. It is bad and completely unnecessary. That said, yeah, if you didn't like 13 and passed the sequel up at the time because of that, give 13-2 another go. This footage is from the Xbox 360 version, which I played on my Xbox Series S. As of the recording of this episode, it's also free on Xbox Game Pass. So, you have no excuse. With that gush fest out of the way, my clear winner for January 2012 is XIII-2. Surprise! And those were the games from January 2012 overall. Get excited for February though, as I will take a look at even more classics from 1992, 2002, and 2012.
Did you like that video? If you did, please like, subscribe, and spread the good word of ReActionExaminer. If you want to read more of my stuff, you can find a plethora of my articles over at The Gamer and Game Rant. All of those links and more are in the show notes below. Thanks for watching!